Pachyderm Labs, from Pachyderm Consulting.
Hey everybody, this is Steve Boxer talking to you from the Pachyderm bunker on Long Island, coming to you with another product review. And I wanted to, basically I'm going to be reviewing the Fitbit Flex. It's a pedometer that hangs out on your arm for several days at a time between recharges. And I wanted to tell you what I like about it, what I don't like about it, and I guess I want to encourage folks that even if they don't end up with a Fitbit Flex, to contemplate a pedometer, pluses and minuses. So at the core, this device is really, really simple. It comes either in black or teal. It comes with two different size bands, and inside is the guts of the device. That's it. I mean, it's really, really small. And the thing that's a bummer about it, or maybe it's virtue depending on how you feel about simplicity in design, is that you get no information whatsoever from this device. It basically, you have it on your, let me just pop it back inside here. You have it on your wrist. You walk around. If you want to know how you are doing, you tap it a couple times, and it's got 5 LEDs, and it tells you basically each one of those LEDs represents 20% of your goal. So my goal is 10,000 steps, and if you noticed it, it's probably it's almost on that 5th LED, and that tells me that I'm just about there, which is pretty cool. But you get no other information whatsoever from it unless you have the app on your cell phone or the computer interface, which we'll talk about in a second. I feel that it's a bit of a bummer because now you end up wearing, two things, a watch and a pedometer. I mean, it would just seem to be so simple, and I'm already signed on to wearing this on my wrist, that if you could just take up a little more real estate or make it fatter or the battery a little bit bigger, I'd just like a simple watch on there, and then I'm back down to one thing on my arms. The other thing about it that I have to say is a disappointment. I've had it for about a month, and getting it on and off is really quite difficult. You'll notice that it has this, clasp design that's supposed to lock in to one of these pieces. Well, it's been a month, and I guess I've loosened up the holes by taking it on and off every few days, because you wear the thing when you shower. I guess the only time I don't wear it is when I swim. Is that it's really kind of hard to get it on. And even now, all right, I got it on. But it takes a few weeks for it to loosen up. And then once again, what does it tell me? Well, not very much. But if you're into the minimalism thing, this is the thing for you. Now, through the magic of video production, we're going to take a look at some of the screenshots from the web browser and the Android app. And I'll see you back in a second.
Okay, as promised, let's take a look at the Fitbit website. I've already logged in, and this is the dashboard that you're taken to, and it gives you a nice overview of your information. As you can imagine, you can scroll through the days pretty easily. Let's take a look at what happened yesterday. You can look at your activity and try to essentially drill down at certain times of the day. You can look at it in either steps or calories. You can customize this dashboard, but frankly, I think its simplicity is really its strong suit. You'll note a couple things real fast. One, there's always an option to buy more. They've got a premium level which allows you to track all kinds of things. As it stands, you can enter how much water you drank or food that you ate, but the premium allows you to track endless things, and that's up to your imagination. And then friends, if you were tied into other people that own Fitbits, you'd be able to see what they were doing. And then lastly, of course, you can get to the Fitbit store where you can buy more Fitbit goodies, including their internet-connected scale.
And here is a view of the same information from my Android phone. So obviously through those apps you get significantly more information. You get real feature-rich information. And this is what I like about the device the most. It syncs automatically as long as you've got an iPhone or a few different Android phones, which is a bit of a bummer, but I'm sure there'll be more Android availability coming up. And you get fantastic information. And I learned, in my case, that I thought that I was walking around a lot, but in fact I would have never met a seemingly reasonable goal of 10,000 steps every day without this thing telling me, hey, from this point to your first stop is so many steps, and then from here to here is so many steps. And you see that on the charts that come up. So the I guess the net effect was that I changed the way that I walk so that I end up getting more steps, and really significantly more steps, because now I had a better idea of what the information was about. So, you know, how do I come out on the Fitbit Flex? It's $100, which is not nothing, but not a tremendous amount of money. It is fun. It easily tells you, and I believe reliably tells you, how much you're walking, how often you're very active. It can tell you something about your sleep, which it touts as a feature, but honestly, you have to remember to put it in sleep mode when you go to sleep, and sleep mode when you wake up, and out of sleep mode when you wake up. And it's kind of, you got to whack it a bunch of times before it goes into sleep. It's still not even in sleep mode. So that's a bit of a bummer, and I stopped using it. I think its virtues are it disappears essentially, and I forget about it, and it counts my steps. I would like it more if I could just have it as my watch. And the other thing, which is a pet peeve of mine, you can't just plug it into a computer. You have to use their dongle to charge it. And quite frankly, you lose that dongle, and I think you're out of luck. I mean, you can buy another dongle for probably $20 after shipping and handling, but that seems a bit draconian to me for a tiny little dongle that you're guaranteed to lose at some point. The last thing to think about is this is really sort of my first foray into what's essentially a wearable computer. And it's obviously the place where we're all going. I guess mostly wearable because we want to wear them, but there may be instances in which you've got some kind of computerized device on you, whether it's for health or, I guess, law enforcement. You know, and it's very interesting. You know, I think about this sometimes. This does not do GPS tracking, but you could hook it up to an app on your phone that would record GPS information of everywhere that you had been, as long as you had either a GPS or a Wi-Fi signal. And that's a curious thing, because now, I mean, and like I said, with this device, it doesn't do that natively, but it's easy and possible. Now you're going to have maybe more information than you want about yourself out in the world. Maybe not, but I say in sum, take a look at the Fitbit. The interface is good, which we looked at on the website and the application. But maybe look at the Fitbit 1, or for that matter, maybe get a non-computerized pedometer that gives you the exact same information for a fraction of the cost. It just doesn't give you the historic information and some of the other features that we looked at. Well, most of the features that we looked at on the webpage. But it will give you a reliable number that you can make, I guess, lifestyle decisions about. Well, this is Steve Boxer coming to you from Pachyderm Labs. Thanks very much for sticking with me, and get a pedometer.